Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our new Witcher campaign. I am your storyteller, game master, story guide, whatever you'd like to call it, navigator, Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad on all social media. I'm CEO and founder of RollingNomads, and today we have our lovely cast. You might recognize them from Ways of Old, our first Witcher Chronicle campaign, or Witcher Ways of Lost Days, our second sort of mini series for the Witcher campaigns. We have something new together where we've kind of mushed people together. We've formed a new adventuring party. So, with that out of the way, you know what this is. You know what you're here for. If you saw our Easter one shot, you know what you're in store for. And if you've seen any of our other previous Witcher campaigns or mini series, you certainly know what you're in store for. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump to people you're actually here to see, our players. Let's begin with my far left, as I can see it on my screen, Nyoka.
Yeah, what's up? My name is Edge or Edge Survival or Edge the Nomad. I do HR things here at the Rolling Nomads, and today I am playing Nyoka, the Viper Witcher.
Hell yeah, welcome back. Happy to have you back. Let's jump over to our next player, over to my closer left on my screen, Cersei.
Hello, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on most social media platforms, including on Twitch, where I stream. I do the social media for Rolling Nomads, but that's not what you're here to see. What you're here to see is me and others, but for this game, for this time zone, I will be playing Cersei Aveline, our Toussaint alum, Sorceress.
Thank you so much for your welcome back. Happy to see you back. Jumping over down to my bottom far left on my screen, that'll be Visha.
Hello, everyone. I am Larissa Rave, as you can find me all over the internet. I'm here to play this wonderful game as Visha Kamari, the Alchemist Mage.
Hell yes, welcome back. We're jumping into it, new campaign. Now, last but certainly not least, over to my sort of bottom left-ish on my screen, Kura.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Warren. I don't know why you'd want to, but if you want to, I'm found everywhere at The Demons Within, and I'm here to play Kura, the Witcher of the Griffin School. Let's go.
Hell yeah, we've got two Witchers, two Mages. We're going to see what we can get done and what can be accomplished on the continent. So, without further ado, let's jump into episode 1, our first episode of our new Witcher campaign. Now, normally we would begin each episode, as we always do, with a recap, but if you saw our Witcher Easter one-shot, you know exactly where we left off. But as a brief sort of pick-me-up, we are picking up right where we left off. It has the Festival of Belleteyn that occurs on April 30th into the early morning of May 1st has occurred. Our heroes have united with Nyoka, Visha, and Kura seeking out Cersei for aid with some political dealings in order to hopefully gather some nobles and some of the seated members of certain duchies to help them fight a great threat to one of their number. Yes, Kura has indeed, in her past, angered a black dragon that lies in the mountains that lie between Ebbing and Gamera. And now they are seeking to either negotiate or possibly kill the dragon. Either way, they're going to need some assistance, and they've had some poor luck with the nobles that surround the area. So they brought in Cersei and recruited Cersei in order to, hopefully, with R2s in training, employ some political skills so that they might gather some more allies. As I said, though, the Festival of Belleteyn has just occurred, and our crew, our adventuring party, our heroes spent the night at Cersei's vineyard and have been practicing political conversation well into the night. Kind of just devolved into drinking and enjoying the party. But as the dawn struck, the festival came to a close, and we join our heroes now in the late afternoon as they are waking. Now, I think as we begin, as the first rays touch these grapes that litter your fields of Toussaint, Cersei, We begin with you and Elodie. You awaken, and Elodie is already up, or lying next to you. Just sort of stroking, combing her fingers through your hair. What do you do?
Percy, with her makeup barely taken off from the previous night and her hair all bedraggled, looks up, opens her eyes from sleeping and looks up at Elodie and says, "How are you up so early already?"
I have the gift of a vampiric system. My body does not take alcohol like yours.
Hmm.
How is your head?
What a gift that must be. Oh, challenging, but manageable.
I prepared you some tea, the way that you taught me. That strange root that's supposed to help with the pain.
I think she kind of nestles herself a little bit into Elodie and just smiles and says, "Thank you."
Prepared an extra large pot for your friends. I'm not sure which one. I couldn't tell the twins too terribly far apart, but one of them was indulging more than the other.
Well, it was a party after all.
Yes, which one is the mage? Visha or
Bisha.
Aisha? I think. I remember their names.
Why? For my sake?
For everyone's sake. I'm not sure what they said to some of the house guests, but they did not seem too pleased. Were you trying to teach them politics?
Yes, I remember vaguely that you said that it was a perfect night for a first lesson, and I figure why not let them fly? I don't know.
Lesson is not letting them fly. Yeah. Supervision is required, but I don't think there's any lasting damage.
I'm not worried about it. We are such upstanding members of this community.
Of course. Nearly 10 months.
I lose track of time.
You, leaving right away?
I think I'll see what their plans are, what they would prefer to do, but I would like to see their tower if they'll. I mean, I would hope I would be invited. But, I'm just a portal away.
They will have to let you at least take a look. I forced Wezrel to go home last night.
Oh, that's where he ran off to.
I made it very clear that he is allowed to stay the night for the festivities, but he could not sleep under our roof.
No. I'm sure Oliver was very disappointed.
To pry the two off of one another with a stick.
It's Belleteyn, or it was. Fuck, my head hurts.
Let me get you some tea.
Thank you, love.
She rises out of bed. Strides over. And grabs a cup that's sitting just on the sort of mantle that you have. She makes you some tea. As she
Cersei.
does, continue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cersei will start to rise out of bed herself very lazily, kind of rubbing at her eyes and smearing what's left of her makeup more. And then will take the teacup, kiss her wife, and walk over to her vanity where she can start cleaning herself up.
Elodie sits with you. Doesn't say much, just kind of watches you while you clean and redo your makeup. And our vision drifts across these little dust particles that drift in from the open windows, along the sun rays, of the late afternoon of Toussaint, and follow into another room. Now, Visha, Kura, we've seen you before in our Lost Days miniseries, but you guys are usually never far apart. Even when you have access to separate rooms, one of you always ends up in the other. And you two sisters rest better together. That's still the case.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Then we join you, and I will take a brief moment. Cersei, I think that along these 10 months, gathering up furniture and decorating the house and everything, you and Elodie have equipped a guest space, or a couple guest spaces. There's the vineyard is situated with a, I don't want to call it a mansion, but it's certainly not a small home. What is the vibe of the guest room? What is the makeup of it?
I would say the Fascine estate, formerly known as Bellegarde estate, is equipped with a guest house. That is typically where we offered to Oliver so he could have his separate space, so he could feel a little more independent of us. But it is equipped with more than just one room, of course. The furnishing is nice, but modest. There's 4 bedrooms, and it has its own little kitchenette, its own privy, its own tub. And it's just across the courtyard from the main home.
Understood. This is where we join our two sisters, the twins. Now, I won't dictate which of you wakes first, or who is snoring and who is not, or if there is a fight, but I'll allow... The scene is yours. As sun creeps in to accost the pillows that you now rest in.
Good morning.
You're awake. You shouldn't be awake. No one should be awake. She'll peel one eye open.
Now, am I
think it was
correct?
easier for me than you.
Am I correct in assuming, Visha, that you might be the twin that overindulged?
Yes, that is correct. It's very fine wine.
Indeed. Now, speaking from experience, there's no hangover like a wine hangover. It is foul. Your mouth is dry. You taste the sour grapes in the back of your throat. Your head is pounding. It has that pain from the base nape of the neck creeping up to the back of your skull. It is the worst hangover I can say I've ever had in my life, and I've made that mistake a number of times, so this is gonna hurt a lot.
Yes. Visha is like covering one eye where she feels that radiating pain, and her hand reaches out and she starts like patting down where she last thought she left a glass of this wine, because nothing cures a hangover like more liquor. And so she is patting around the table looking for it, and then both eyes peeled open, and she just lets out this like utterly disappointed sigh. You took
No.
wine.
Yes, and I'm gonna hand her a glass of water.
She takes it and looks at it, and it's and she'll start to sip it, and like her face is very much just, I'm in pain right now. But gradually she'll sit up and just have both eyes closed. Shut the blinds, please. Please.
Are there curtains here, Cersei, or is this more of an open... Because now, what is fun about vineyards and like all these fancy estates is a lot of times there's not really curtains on these like nice stone archway windows. It's just beautiful open air. And when the sun rises, you should be up. So you tell me, are there curtains?
I would say that the windows are less of the nice stone archway windows for the guest house, and they're more the they have the doors that you can just open
Like
up.
shuttered stained glass, like those little diamond shapes
Yes.
glass. But no curtains.
Curtains, however, no. Oliver's room, maybe. That's up to him.
Kura, you see there are no curtains.
I'm just gonna sit down next to Visha and just start petting her. Just relax, take it easy.
This is a cursed place. And she like leans over the bedside and is just like hanging off of it. She still has on the outfit she was wearing the day before and like smeared makeup. Her hair's all crazy. And then she kind of rolls over onto her back and looks up at Kura and says, "So, do you trust her?"
I don't really know yet. I mean, Nyoka trusts her, so I don't see why we shouldn't. She seemed nice enough, welcomed us into her home.
She seems nice enough, but her wife, it's another matter. Okay, I'm going to attempt getting up. She sits there for a few minutes.
I'll stand and start to stand in front of you to help you up.
Yeah.
In fairness, if the shoes were reversed, somebody had come to our house trying to take one of us away, I feel like either one of us would be in the same predicament.
It's different. It's different. Lovers are different. Family is one thing. Okay, all right.
You're right, it's worst.
And she like just makes a noise of disgust as she stands on her feet, and the room does a little wave in response.
And it waves, and sadly, I think Kura, you may have imbibed last night, but you didn't imbibe like your sister, and I think only one of you really got a chance to really enjoy the niceties of Cersei's guest house. The bed was plush and soft. The wood bed frame that it sits on is finely carved and intricately, masterfully worked. But Visha, you didn't feel any of that. You were amidst a void of black sludge, and you now pry yourself out of it. You don't care for the feather-down pillows or the softness of the mattress. You sort of retch yourself up like a witch crawling from the bog. And it's... Truly, this is a cursed place.
It true, like her stance right now as she stands up, she's actually hunched over and her hands are like claw-like as she's like slowly making her way to a basin that might have water in it, and slowly makes her way over, her eyes squinting because of all the light in this damned room, and then she will, splash her face in some water to wake up a bit.
The cool water is something else. There's also something to be said about it is spring. It is the death of winter, and with without the niceties of modern air conditioning, with an open air window and just the sun beaming in, it's warm. And God, there's nothing worse than for a wine hangover than just the heat. And you fell asleep in your clothes. There's the sweat on the back of your neck from your hair touching the back of your neck while you slept, and it's just, you feel sticky, and you touch the water to your face, and it's bliss. It's the only good thing in this world. Everything else is a curse and to be damned. But this basin of water is the last bastion of beauty on this planet.
Yes, she is enjoying this and starts to kind of, give herself a little cloth bath, basically dipping into the water to get rid of some of that stickiness. And then she like lifts up the cloth and smells it and is like, I need new clothes. It's gross. And she just kind of stands there hunched over, looking at Kura. Help.
Oh, I'm aware. I was next to you all night. You tossed and turned, too.
Right.
Now-
Sorry.
As a note for you, the twins, Elodie has provided clothing, which you, Kura, could have changed into either midway through the party, in order to not sort of stand out in your armor and such. But clothing was provided to the three of you, Nyoko, Visha, Kura, as guests. You could have provided, or rather, you could have waited till morning to change into this. So you don't necessarily need to stay in your clothing. But it's not cheaply made. It's not sort of like a gambesson or anything like that, or sort of like a potato sack. It's just a simpler dress and simpler sort of robes and things.
Visha is not shy, but also this is her sister, so she has no qualms as she peels herself out of her clothing that she was wearing the evening before and puts on the clothes that were provided. And she feels a degree better and much more alert despite the pounding headache. So, do you think they've got food? Oh, maybe not. Ugh. And she looks like she kind of wants to vomit a little.
I would probably be the opposite. I would have changed last night for the schmoozing, and now I'm changing back to my normal attire. And the whole time watching Visha and just laughing under my breath at your suffering.
And as the laughter rings,
Every so often drop something.
As the laughter rings and these torturous sounds hit your ears, Visha, we follow the sound waves. They travel and they begin to dissipate, but we continue down the hall. Nyoka. Again, the same thing for you. Clothes were provided. But where do we find you now? There is a second bedroom that is nicely made up and suited for you if you so wish. But you have been known in the past to wander. Where would we find you now, Nyoka?
Not in that room. Yeah, I would probably be in the city or a cemetery of sorts. Yeah, I'll be looking for a specific grave if I have yet to find that specific grave. But yeah.
Well, let's have our first roll of the campaign. Because it's been some time, Nyoka. Let's see if you remember where that grave is. I'm going to give you a choice here of deduction or awareness.
I'll do awareness. 8, 16, 22.
The 22 doesn't take you long to find it, Nyoka. When you first woke up, when you first made your way here, the steps began to make sense. The memory began to return. You follow in your own footsteps, you trace yourself, you track a ghost of yourself. And you make your way to the grave. It's not clean. It's not overgrown, though, either. It just is a bit faded. But there it is.
Is there any working tools nearby? I don't know if there's, or is this like a family cemetery or?
There would be tools nearby, brushes and things like that for the groundskeeper. Easily accessible. Is that left out? for anyone who might
Yeah.
want to wish to clean their family's graves.
And that's especially, definitely what I'm doing. I'll take the tools over and um, start cleaning it off and kind of, I don't know, recount that last night as almost I'm talking to someone. Doesn't seem like, they've been taking care of you like they should have.
And you do this. Do you ever say this person's name, Yoka?
He doesn't say her name out loud, but he does trace the name. He'll take his glove off, and feel the stone and trace the letters of her name, and
It's
just
rough.
kind of feel everything in the moment.
It's rough and cold. There's no give. It's nothing like her. Her skin was soft and warm, and it returned your touch. She doesn't speak to you now. But you tell her of the night. You tell her anything else, Nyoka? Where you've been all this time? What's happened to you?
Quick synopsis. Nothing in depth as usual. Matter of fact, lost the arm. I have a new one now, so it's okay. Supposed to be hunting a dragon. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe this will be the last one.
Nyoka, do you believe that?
I don't think Nyoka actually really dwells on if he believes it or not, but he kind of hopes that it is.
As you talk, there's a fact that you ignore. There's only one way. This is the last one. You talk to her. Tell her where you've been. Briefly, quickly. She doesn't stop you. She doesn't interrupt you like she used to. Pry you for more details. You were always short in your speech, Nyoka. Very to the point. She valued details. She would make you tell stories. There's no one around to make you do that anymore. We drift from this grave, following the wind, back to the vineyard. As Cersei and Elodie have risen and prepared for the day, and walking to the guest house in order to invite the guests for breakfast.
As we're walking across the courtyard, Cersei's kind of looking up, listening to the birds and feeling the breeze. She's also taking stock of any mess that may have been left over, especially past midnight. Noble though the people who the guests may have been, it was still Belleteyn. He's taking stock of what needs to be picked up.
There is nothing. Elodie, when noting your surprise, Elodie explains that she had hired a crew in order to clean this up. Sort of, there was no like official capacity of cleaners or anything like that. It was just people she had paid in order to pick up and clean up, and after that, she kept a careful eye on each and every one before returning to sleep herself to make sure that they didn't take advantage of the situation.
And as we're walking, my head on her shoulder, I say, "You think of everything."
Just wanted to make sure that when you woke, you had no worries. And yet, we have 3.
Yeah. You should be... Far be it for me to tell you how to act because I think you're perfect, but be gentler with them.
Being gentle. Nyoko snuck off this morning. I did not know where you went, and I did not follow him. I don't think I could. I've never known a man to be able to escape my gaze with him.
The shadow like that.
I would have trouble hunting.
Well, suppose that is his speciality. Before we like stop in front of the door, a few paces away, maybe halfway to the guest house, and I'll stop. And I'll turn to Elodie. I'll say, "Are you going to be okay with me being gone?"
It's been almost a year, my love. I'm going to be alright. You've given me all the tools that I need.
I know. I just know it's hard. And I don't want anything. I don't want you to struggle. I don't want you to feel like you're alone.
I'm not alone. I'll be alright.
I know you will. I just worry.
I know. I do too. Come. Let's show our guests have the breakfast. They had one of them had a difficult night last night.
Kind of raise an eyebrow as we start walking again.
As you come to the door, you can hear Visha screaming. Not screaming, but like raised voice. "You know, they worry about me being the evil twin, but it's you beast." And you can hear like her throwing something, and it's probably like a pillow at her sister. "Stop being so damn loud." She's like,
you just hear intentional banging. Stuff.
"If you weren't my sister, I'd kill you."
You approach the doors, and Elodie smiles and says, "Gentler." And she passes through the doors and says, "Good morning, my guests, my honored guests. Breakfast shall be served very soon. Good morning, Visha. Did you have a good evening last night?
Yes.
Did you sleep well? Did you find our accommodations to your fancy?"
Yes.
"Your eyes, they are
Good
closed. Are you
morning."
alright?" And she kind of reaches, not touching just yet, but she like reaches around your face and she says, "Are you alright? Did you suffer a fall? Are you okay?"
I am fine. You have very good wine, is all.
Yes, sometimes there are side effects though. Can you hear me alright?
Yes,
Hi, love.
I can. And Kura can see that her like the muscles in her jaw are bulging out, and her eyes are wide open. And you can see the red of the veining in there is a little bit more present. And she looks very sick.
Kura does not care. She is applauding Elodie right now, and it was wonderful. I loved every second of it.
I particularly like the part where they dance around the pole, and I did not think anyone was going to. And she begins to clap this rhythmic clap that you can follow along, Kura, if you wish. And she kind of dances around the room, clapping loudly, giving a little bit of a song. Cersei,
One
that's
eye twitches.
As
God.
this is happening, Cersei cannot help but smile because while it is kind of funny, and at least they're getting along, she'll approach Visha and quiet enough to not be to use the inside voice, but loud enough to be heard over the others. She'll say, Elodie made tea for hangovers. My own, well, not my own, something I learned, I picked up.
Would love some tea. Hold on.
I will, like, kind of
taking a sip.
swear her a little bit.
She almost vomits. You can see, like, the throat working, and then she swallows. Tea. Tea sounds good.
It's only now that Elodie kind of clasps hands with you, Kura, and begins to sort of dance, and slowing the dance comes over to you, Kura, and is able to drape both their arms over you. That she touches you now, Visha, and she says, "Oh, your stomach is so empty. It's okay. I have had our cook. She has made bacon, eggs. There is salted meats," and she lists a bunch of different greasy foods that realistically would help with this, but it's not the best, most appealing thing that sounds to you right now.
So she drapes her arm on her, and there is a moment that only Kura would recognize. Visha doesn't like to be touched. She touches other people when it's necessary, but she doesn't like to be touched. And so Kura will see her back straighten suddenly, and all of her muscles tense, and her face go stoic. And she steps out of Elodie's reach and looks at Cersei, incredibly serious. Lead the way.
I'm gonna look at Elodie. And nod to Kura and begin walking back across the courtyard.
As we begin to walk, I'll look to Elodie. Don't mind. She's very touchy.
I
about
understand.
that.
Understand a step too far.
But it was fun. It was fun. You're fine.
She smiles and gives a nod. And she says, "I really did prepare our breakfast. We have bacon, we have ham, we have eggs. But I don't find myself a vegetarian, so hopefully you're not offended by our spread."
Not at all. You've been a very gracious host, and I'm sorry that we got off onto the wrong foot when we came in.
No, perfectly fine. We have all morning to correct our previous interactions.
As we're walking, there is a moment of kind of like squinting because it's bright. But eventually she kind of blinks that away and looks out over the vineyard and the lands that they have. And we'll turn to Cersei, just kind of almost out the side of her mouth and say, "This is a very beautiful home. You've done quite well for yourself."
Well, you've heard anything about Toussaint? This is the land of fables. And I suppose this is my own fairy tale. Thank you.
You're welcome. I can see why one would want to stay in a place like this. But you don't strike me as someone who should be kept in one place.
I like to go where I feel. I like to go where I'm needed. When I'm needed. Settling down is And she'll kind of look to Elodie and smile. Nice. Necessary.
Sounds like Kura. Kura likes to go where she's needed as well.
I find that to be, in my experience, very Witcher-like tendency.
Surprising. Speaking of witches, have you seen Yoga?
Oh, I was going to ask you. Elodie said that he snuck off before the sun rose.
I haven't seen him. Though I did hear last night, amongst the whisperings of the noble folk, a bounty from witchers.
Yes, she'll open the door to let everyone in. Yes, I have heard the Emperor is looking for witchers. I haven't paid too much attention, admittedly, to the politics outside of this duchy, but I just needed a break from it all, I guess.
Understandable. Well, hopefully the boy doesn't get himself arrested.
I don't think they could if they tried.
Nyoka, as this is going on, where are we finding you after you have your visit? Do you make your way back?
Yeah, I'll make my way back. And I would bring back a loaf of bread.
You do this, and along the way, there's really only one main road outside of the gate to the city proper in Beauclair that leads to the vineyard. Coming from the cemetery, you find yourself not being shouted at quite so much, but you hear footsteps kind of quick stepping towards you. And you can turn and very easily see no one's hiding from you, trying to get the drop on you. But you see the young man that had accompanied Cersei and Ellie the night prior. I believe his name might have been Oliver. And he is clutching what looks like a roll of papers, as well as has a bag slung over his shoulder that hangs loosely on his hip. And he says, Master Nyoka.
Yes. Oliver, right?
Yes. I was just in town taking care of some things, but I wanted to just check with you, and because I haven't had a chance to speak with Visha yet, but I wanted to make sure. So she handed me this bag, and then very, very poignantly told me that I could not let it out of my sight, and she had a flash in her eye that seemed very serious. And I wasn't allowed to open it. So I wanted to inquire, because it's gotten some pretty strange looks. I don't recognize any seals or stamps across the list or anything like that. Do you know what I'm carrying?
Do I recognize it at all?
Yes, Nyoka, you recognize it is Visha's bag. It's not supposed to be that full, but it is Visha's bag.
Okay.
And judging from the sounds, you can hear metals rubbing together, as well as some sort of, maybe like what sounds like wood, or there's a lot of clinking and this sort of like hollow jostling within the leather itself. And Oliver says, I think it might be her belongings, and I just don't know why she wouldn't put it in the guest house, you see. I don't know why I'm supposed to be carrying this around, and she made it very clear that I'm supposed to show it to no one. Not supposed to open it, but I had things to do this morning, so here I am, and I think I was in danger of being robbed earlier, so I just want to know that this is... would it be safe for me to pass this off to you, or is she Is she very
They-
serious about her instruction?
I mean, I would imagine she's very serious. Um, are you, well, why didn't you just give it back to her? I'm confused.
She fell asleep before I could correct any of this, so I didn't want to interrupt the in the guest house, you see, and because her sister was taking care of her, but I don't know what to do with this.
Well, okay. Well,
I had to cut
I guess I could
my own
take it back if you
dealings short because again, I think I might have almost gotten robbed a number of times.
I don't think they were trying to rob you. Probably trying to take their belongings
I mean, and
back.
he kind of shakes it and it jostles, and he says, "It sounds like there's goods in here that could be sold off. So I feel like they could have. I just need to. Can I give this to you? Is she going to hurt me?"
You could give it to me by all means. Yeah, I'll take it back. I don't know if she's going to hurt you, but that's between you two.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna have to cut my own chores short this morning then, and I'm going to. All right. And he's just gonna start accompanying you up the laneway. And he's a talker, Yoka. He begins to ask you what you got up to this morning, how you liked the party, did you imbibe, which was your favorite vintage. He chats you up. Are you receptive at all?
Yeah, but it's more like, I don't know. I kind of try to put it back on him. Like, what chores did you have to do today? Oh, that's nice. I bet they didn't like that. Oh. So what did that person look like that tried to rob you?
And he's
Stuff like that.
it's easily done. He's like I said, he's a talker. So he talks to you about the chores, and like he essentially, what you gather is he went in to make some final checks to check in on the affairs of last night. So the dotting I's and crossing T's for paperwork. Now that the event was taken care of, and finalizing sort of almost like the medieval equivalent of cashing checks at the bank, making sure that everything is still in good standing. Yeah, while Cersei and Ellie were resting, he was making sure that everything still went smoothly now that they had a chance to rest. Talks to you about the people that were eyeballing him, and it's just people that were in town, hearing the sound of clinking and what could be maybe gold, maybe rings in this bag, and him being too terrified to kind of let it go. He's cut a lot of his chores short, is making his way back with you. But he's a talker, he's a yapper. And it's easy to kind of turn the conversation from you to him as he continues on and begins to talk about his time and what he's learning with Cersei and Elodie. He's getting a good grasp on business and running accounts and such like that. So he fancies himself an up-and-coming businessman.
It's good. It's a lot of work, it seems.
Oh yes, it's keeping me busy, but it's also an excellent opportunity to branch out on my own after everything's all said and done. And Lady Cersei has been incredible, as has Elodie, and I frankly couldn't have asked for a better case of employment.
Well, I'm sure they're happy to have you. It's seem to put in a lot of work.
It's here you reach the vineyard and the home itself, and he, at this, not necessarily a crossroads, but the parting ways between the guest house and the regular home, says, "Do you think that the twins would be awake now, or Lady Visha did seem to have quite a bit last night. Do you think would it be rude to knock?
No, I would say, yeah, they honestly like to be woken up in terms of singing. So
A
if you want to
song?
do that, yeah.
I don't necessarily. Is there a tune that they enjoy, or is there?
Just whatever, as long as
Okay.
it's, loud enough for them to hear.
All right.
I'm sure they'll enjoy it.
Okay. And then Cersei, you had something.
I was just going to say. I was just going to say that if this is all happening sort of at once, at this point they would probably hear conversation drifting from the terrace.
I would certainly say, because the terrace, the way that we've looked at the map, we went into the actual Witcher 3 game and dug around through a 3D map. The way the terrace is set up, you would be able to see them coming up the road, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So you could certainly see them. Whether or not Oliver sees you, I would ask, what is just your base, Nyoko, for your awareness? And what is your intelligence number and your awareness number together?
Let me see. 14.
Easily enough. You can see that they're on the terrace, if you so wish.
Yeah. I do nothing with that information.
Excellent. You see Oliver kind of having this conversation with you, in-depth conversation. Cersei, you can see that Oliver is drifting from Nyoko going toward the guest house.
Do I have line of sight?
Yes.
I would use telepathy to gently enter his mind space and say, "We're on the terrace, love."
He turns and kind of begins to trail. He's a few strides behind Nyoka, but you guys can see Nyoka approaching. You so wish.
The last two times that Cersei, I should have mentioned this in the last one shot, but whenever Cersei does this, she kind of touches her amulet, her choker. She's looking at Oliver, and then she just goes back to the conversation. That's all.
And breakfast is served. It is eggs, there is ham, there is bacon, there is sausage, there is a plethora of sort of fruits and things laid out. It's a decent spread. And you, Nyoka, you may join them as you see fit.
Aisha has a fruit half in her mouth, and there is like eggs and bacon and sausage on her plate, and she's toying with one of the knives as her eyes like drift over to Oliver, and she sees that he has her bag, but she does not remember how that happened.
You have
and
no
so
idea
her
why.
eyes her eyes just narrow. She doesn't say anything. She's just gonna wait for him to approach.
Nyoka, you would arrive first if you so wish.
Sure, yeah. I would suggest you sing. And,
She's already awake. Is it now?
I don't know, but that stare is volatile.
All right. And you can see Oliver approach and kind of just, good morning, and he kind of clears his throat and begins to kind of softly hum. And he kind of like doesn't necessarily look at you, Visha. He lets his eyes linger for a second and then drifts over to the fruit and then back over to you for a second and then looks to Kura, and you can see he kind of looks very uncomfortable with the situation. But I would like from all of you, very quickly, let's have let's call this let's call call this for Visha and Kura and Nyoka. Let's call this an education roll. For Cersei, a deduction or awareness roll.
17.
16.
15.
19 awareness.
17, 16, 15, and then 19. None of you recognize this tune. As he begins to kind of speak the words in this sort of broken elder speech. You might know the language. You don't recognize the song, but Cersei, you do. The last time you heard this song, this was sung by Calamisacris. As a goodbye to Westworld, this is Gwynblade Patam.
Cersei would, while holding a string of grapes, kind of lean forward on her elbows. And remember.
Now, I don't think I need to say that. I don't think I need to say it, but I will. Oliver is no Calamisacris. He is no bard. This is not entirely well done. This is not one of Oliver's strengths. And the fear that is, as he kind of clutches the bag, is not helping with the situation. But he stops about midway through and says, I don't recall the rest of the words. I apologize. And he looks now at you, Visha, kind of into your eye, and just, I apologize. I don't remember the rest of the words. Can I please, I would like to give this back to you, if it's acceptable now. Or would you like it returned to your guest room?
Who are you? And she stabs into the sausage.
Right. Oliver.
Oliver.
Visha would see Kura just kind of chuckling because she was there for the entire interaction last night. She just let this happen. She's just kind of chuckling next to her.
Her eyes slide over to her twin and squint, and then she looks back at Oliver.
You'll have to remind me how you ended up with my bag.
Oh, about midway through the... Oh, you... Okay, I apologize. So you cornered me, and you were, after some light teasing between Westworld and I, you cornered me, and you shoved this into my chest and told me that I needed to take care of it. I needed to keep it very close, and that if anyone was to ask about it, that I was to whisk it away and leave the situation. And I couldn't put it down, and I couldn't take my eyes off of it, and no matter... And he pauses. No matter what I got up to that night, no matter what I removed from my accoutrement, this was to remain on my person. So, being a guest of Lady Cersei and Lady Elodie, I have, of course, kept this very close. But I did have some errands to run this morning, and it jostles Lady Visha, and I have received a number of strange looks and odd looks. I want to ask, was I carrying... Can I give this back to you?
The smile that she gives can only be described as shark-like as she stands up. And she gets very close to him and holds her hand out for the bag. And then she looks at him and goes,
Westworld, you are talking with him. You see this time.
We got along very well, yes.
I will remember that. Thank you for taking care of my objects. And if you want to know what's in the bag, all you have to do is ask.
I'm okay, actually. Lady Cersei, do you need anything? Or because I had to circle back a little bit. I have some, and he kind of looks over to Elodie and begins to hand her papers and then distribute the two of you. I don't mean to, but I'm here now, so, just some finalizations from the night's events, and we're square on accounts, so I'm gonna head back into town. Is there anything you need while I'm away, I suppose?
No, I think I'm okay.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent,
Taking
thank you.
care of everything.
Are you always this nervous?
Nope. And he turns on heel and kind of leaves.
Well, he's a jumpy one, isn't he?
You have that effect on people. You did very good. I'm just
I
gonna
did
holler
not.
after it.
Kind of waves behind him with a flourish. And Visha,
You hurt him. I'm a lady.
Visha, your bag is heavier than it should be.
Which definitely makes her like, what the fuck? And she just is gonna do a little peek in her bag as she sits down. She's gonna peek inside of it.
There's a number of things in that bag, Visha, that are not yours. There's, right off rip, you can see it's this sort of round flask that is intricately, has this like silver filigree on the edge of it, with the stopper is topped with this beautiful blue sapphire that is rough. It's not carved or cut, it's just a rough sapphire into the... And that's the thing that shines to you most, and say, that's not mine, and you close the bag.
She just... Interesting.
Everything all right?
Yes. I'm usually much more careful about who I hand my things to. I seems I gave Oliver a fright. Forgive me. I don't know. I don't know what happened. This wine that you've made is quite something.
I think you actually meant to give it to Westworld.
You
Because
know,
they were
they're
together
part-
when you approached them. It was honestly
Mhm.
hilarious to watch.
And you didn't stop me, and you gave the poor boy a heart attack.
Not at all.
Amazing.
Not at all. It was great.
Excellent. Well, what's worse is Wessie should have known better than to let him walk off with it. I'll be having a talk with him.
You
I'm gonna
think
look
Westworld
to
will defy you?
I'm gonna look to Elodie and just mouth.
And Elodie kind of raises an eyebrow.
Well, I will be having a conversation with that boy. It seems he got a little too comfortable, probably distracted by Oliver.
And Elodie speaks and says, "Do you enjoy Bokrea, Nyoka?"
Yes. It was a fine night.
Did you, it's your first time into town?
No, it's not. I've been here a long time ago. It's been a while. I brought bread,
But it's
and
a
I'll
welcome
lay a
addition.
loaf on the table.
And this sort of completes the spread, as this was not a piece of nourishment that was provided amidst the spread. And honestly, it fits very well with everything. You are all gathered, and you may discuss whatever you wish.
A question. Oh, never mind. You go
Oh
first.
no! Please, you go first.
I have a question because he put the bread on the table. Are his hands clean?
Nyoka, don't know if you... Well, you'd be wearing your gloves again.
Yeah. My hands aren't clean, but my gloves are on.
Mm-hmm. Are your gloves clean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Are
took my
they?
gloves off. I mean, I took my gloves off when I was doing dirty work. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Okay. The reason why I ask, Visha has been around Nyoka long enough to know that, yes, he is someone who wanders, but he does not wander without purpose, and she is curious. So she just raises an eyebrow at him and then says nothing and looks over at Cersei.
Cersei, taking a sip from her glass, will say, "So, I suppose now is as good a time as any to discuss plans. When would we like to depart?"
Well, sooner rather than later, if it's up to me. Not that I have not enjoyed your humble abode. It's beautiful here.
I would echo the same thought whenever you're ready and willing.
I suppose my next question would have to be then, where's our first destination?
Well, after careful consideration of some things that Nyoka has shared, perhaps killing a dragon is too much for any person's plate. But it does need to be handled. So, perhaps a conversation instead. Though I don't know anyone here who has had a conversation with the dragon to tell how that will go. But if it can be reasoned with, perhaps that should be the goal.
Hi. Cersei, a look across her face. She's thinking. She remembers something. Haha, Game Master. In the Fox and the Crow part, I have a book of tales. Is that something that I can fetch from my library?
You certainly may.
Be right back. I may have something that can help.
So, Nyoka, you said you've been here before. For what?
Yes. I mean, monsters to kill. Yeah, pretty much for the same reason I've been anywhere else. Are
Make
you
it
all
clear.
okay?
Yes, they've been wonderful here. I got the impression that you left early this morning.
Yeah. Pretty sure you all were asleep. If I'm not mistaken.
I tried to sleep, but my sister is very loud when she wants to be.
Sleeping time was over. She says she's just stuffing meat into her mouth.
Lady LG. Glossing over the nonsense that just came out of my sister's mouth. I look at Elodie and I say, I do want to assure you on something. I know that we are taking Cersei away from you.
Wait.
She goes with friends, not enemies. And we take care of our friends.
I hope it, I want to be very clear, I know. I know that she travels with friends. What you take from me, I think, is what needs to be defined. You don't take Cersei from me. You don't take a woman, you don't take a mage. You take my whole world. You take my life. You take my very reason for being.
Strange. I don't understand that, but I hear you.
just want you to understand what is troubling with you. Any threats you might have interpreted from my words last night. But notwithstanding, if my world is ruined, I will have no left to give this world.
Hey, that's I understand.
We'll be sure to bring her back. I'll die before she does.
Of that I'm unfortunately aware.
So dour. No one's dying. It's going to be fine.
As this conversation kind of reaches a dour point, we join Cersei as you head to your library. A book of tales.
He is looking for a specific book that she acquired. I don't think she would remember where she got it from, but it's something that's traveled with her for quite some time now, and she'll pluck it off the shelf, and I think she would, out of the corner of her eye, catch the locked box that sits kind of in the far corner of the room.
Indeed. You don't feel a pull, Cersei? It's a locked box. Bits of the past. You turn into the corner of your eye, presenting yourself to return to your friends with this book, the Book of Tales. On the desk, closed, its cover resting in a ray of sun, is the book. Not in its box, not locked away. Set aside, ready.
She'll first she'll look of shock, and then she'll walk over to the desk. This damn thing. And her fingers will brush the cover. Yes, you're coming with me.
You touch it, Cersei.
I do.
Glee. Joy. Resting no more. It has more to give. While you rested, it waited. The pages, you can smell them. Maybe it's tuition. Maybe it's feeling. Maybe it's just a curious superstition. There is more ink on these pages. While you rested, it remembered.
And I think she would actually not be able to help herself but to look at what was added.
This book, filled with spells and rituals, as you know, has had many owners. Scrawled along its pages in different script and everyone else's handwriting. The back of the book near the empty pages it could be added to. There is new knowledge, Cersei. Have you ever wanted to summon a demon? It's there. A name. A name that burns your mind to read.
She will quickly shut the book and take a step back. And I think the only thing that breaks her from this moment of fear is she dropped her original item of interest. And it thuds against the wooden floor and startles her.
And it's not just you. Isha. Impossibly. You hear a thud as something drops in a room in the distance.
Yeah, I will return. She gets up and she heads into the house. And almost like something is pulling her in that direction, she makes her way to that room. That's Cersei's.
There's time to pick it up, Cersei, or to leave it there. Up to you.
I would say Cersei rights herself and picks up her book of tales and I think she's gonna start to put it back in its box, and with the intention of bringing the box, not just the book.
Those sound waves echo out and pull you in, Visha. That pulse. You find the library easier than you should. There is Cersei, locking a box. And Cersei, you hear the footsteps. They are not Belleteyn's.
She'll turn around. She looks a little startled.
Cersei?
Misha.
Are you alright?
Look. If we're going to be traveling together, she looks at the box and then back to Visha. You should probably know what I'm bringing.
She'll step into the room, get closer to Cersei. What is it?
And Cersei, for the first time, does something that I think is not just a common practice with R2s and sorceresses. I think all mages do this. Taking someone's measure. And she looks at Visha and really tries to get a feel for the kind of magic, the chaos that Visha likes to manipulate.
I think what you see is a chaos born of survival. You see that her magic for the most part, is to do damage. And more often than not, it is to eliminate the threat. There is a darkness to Visha because of it. And an understanding that she has been put in situations where she's had to use it.
If I may be so bold, Game Master, what I think Cersei would hear echoes the ghosts of flame and a person's final scream before coming back and kind of blinking and then saying, "This is a larger tale to be told, but I came across something from a mage specialized in dark magic, and I've been keeping it close, not to use, but to keep out of the hands of those who would misuse it."
My mentor, he enjoyed the dark side of chaos. And unfortunately, that is a stink that one cannot quite get off themselves, being in near proximity to. But I am not inclined to delve into those sorts of magics unless it is absolutely necessary. But power is power. And when it comes down to it on this continent, sometimes there are things you must do to survive.
A nod. Her face is stoic. He's simply taking in the information. And she'll look back and make sure the box is locked and sturdy on its pedestal. And say, "Well, I'll come back for it when it's time to..." I just wanted to let you know. Mage to mage.
Yes, of course. We will speak with the others as well, but I think perhaps first point of order is to bring you back to my tower.
There's a spark in her eye. You're inviting me to your home?
Oh, well, it seems only fair. And we'll be traveling for who knows how long, but there are things of interest there that I could use someone with a more educated background to have their eyes on. It's impossible to have a useful conversation with two witchers about magic that they don't understand.
I understand that. I would love to take a look at what you have, what you would be willing to show me. And she'll kind of gesture with the arm holding the book. Shall we?
She will nod and take her arm gently and leave the room with her.
Even with you leaving the room, Cersei, you read the name. It's in your mind now. You know what the ritual was. You know, somehow the name is for a demon, something infernal, something awful. Even with this conversation, this light, this invitation to another mage's home, the one word rings out. Shay. Takes everything into you not to glance back to see if maybe the book has wormed its way out of the box once more. But as you have this conversation, Elodie hosts 2 witchers for breakfast. My dear witchers, is there anything of note this conversation turns to?
I don't think anything really of note. It would have just been, as far as Kerr is concerned, just talking with Elodie, trying to understand Elodie. If that makes sense.
In what way, Kerr?
In the sense that last night was so serious, and then this morning we're joking and playing arm in arm together, literally. And trying to get Elodie's true feelings towards them, I guess. Because I completely understand the wanting of protecting Cersei.
Let me see a human perception roll for me, please.
14.
14. Difficult to read. But her mannerisms are still rigid a bit. She's trying to be more open, I think. And you don't think that the sort of threat or the concern is gone. It's just she's trying to be more open.
Tell me about you and Cersei, Elodie, if I may ask. How did you two become a thing?
Oh, we met long ago in Tamilia. Before the war. And Tamilia was its own kingdom. We met when she had set up shop. Her first shop, the Fox's Jaunt. I came in looking for some supplies. Are you hoping for more information?
I don't know. I'm just trying to understand.
Admittedly, Cersei
You're
tells
so-
the story much more eloquently than I do. I like her perspective better. Mine was nervous, I think. The best word for it. Nervous.
Was it an immediate attraction, or is this something that she just grew on you?
I think we can both agree that it was love at first sight. So neither of us was willing to admit it immediately. No. Time to grow. We danced around with another for a time.
You know we will protect her, right?
I know that you will do your best. But you are fighting, or you have the possibility to fight, a black dragon. Now I've seen Nyoka and what he is capable of. I don't know if you are a liability or an asset.
Earl would pointedly look to Nyoka to answer that question.
Oh, Nyoka's not even paying attention, honestly. He's you know, he's just kind of lost in thought right now. So
Tell me, Master Witcher, is your student as good as you?
Master Witcher that's my title now.
Is that not what you call the master of your school?
I don't have a school anymore. And she's a griffin. So two very different styles.
My question stands. Is she as good as you?
Well, I guess it depends on what you have her doing and what you have me doing. I'm the best at what I do.
Ellie nods, takes a sip from her glass, and kind of gives you a look, Kura. Nothing too accusatory, just sort of a sly sort of look. And as Cersei and Visha rejoin the table, Cersei, you can see marching up the lane, this dirt path, is a group of people. About 5 total. One on horseback. 2 sort of flanking his side. And then 2 to the rear, keeping back, like guards. But they don't look like guards. They look like sellswords. Like mercenaries.
Cersei is counting them and taking all this information in as she's kind of looking out over the railing of the terrace. And she says, just loud enough for the group to hear, the community doesn't know I'm a mage. We have guests. Looks like mercenaries.
Interesting. And Visha is going to position herself so she is in between Kura and Nyoka. She's still standing, though. She's just positioned in between.
Getting a closer look as they approach. There's not 5. There's 6. One on horseback has an individual straddling him behind him, riding the horse with him. But they don't look comfortable. It's a thin young man. Some papers tucked under his arm. And this rider holds his wrist at his side. And you can see Oliver. As they ride up, Ality rises from her seat. Eyes locked. Says, let's see if we can greet our guests properly. She moves. Go to the
Cersei.
courtyard.
Cersei begins to follow. She kind of adjusts her amulet. And I think Visha would be able to clock. She's ready, if need be.
Kura would immediately move.
I think very twin-like. Visha and Kura sort of mirror each other as they follow. And Visha just sort of crosses her arms in a way that looks very ladylike and delicate, but one hand is on her scepter.
I will get up behind him and follow begrudgingly, and I'll say under my breath, I'm not going to prison again.
this. You all approach the courtyard, and Cersei, you recognize this lesser lord. This is Lord Ervard Basalt. He is heavily involved with the banking situations in Toussaint, and was a guest last night at your party. Dressed differently now, he wears sort of ceremonial armor, likely that has never seen combat. It's shined and polished, not a scratch on it. With him, it looks like there are sellswords and leathers, and one of them carries a spear, the other has a sword at their hip. They spread out, blocking their path back. Strategic in a way. And as I said, Ervard has Oliver with him on horseback. He rides up and says, "Ladies Aveline, I must commend you for an excellent party last night. So sorry to drop in so early. I know that with everything ending so late last night that you've likely just awoken. Have you even had breakfast yet?"
Lord Basalt, how lovely it is to see you nearly first thing in the afternoon. Let's dispense with the pleasantry, shall we? Why are you gripping my ward as though he is your prisoner?
Oh, make no mistake, not a prisoner. We just thought we would escort him home. He seemed so busy and so much things to carry. We wanted to offer the lad some extra comfort on his way back home.
When I look at Oliver, what's the vibe? Does he look distressed?
He looks terrified.
Well, he's home, so you may release him.
Indeed, and he lets his hand go, and Oliver begins to scramble to get off the horse, and he stops him. Although, I was curious about your house guests. I would hate to release a boy into a dangerous situation. There were whispers last night, you see, that you had hosted not just the lords and ladies of Beauclair, but criminals, Ladies Aveline. Those on the run from the Emperor's law.
I was under the impression that the Emperor's law, though it reaches the duchy, is not as a vice grip as it may seem. I was under the impression Emperor Amir allowed Honoretta the pleasure of her own law.
Well, yes, it all may be true, but he grips Oliver's wrist once more. I take it very seriously the safety of those that are younger, weaker than myself. And if there are criminals afoot, I don't feel quite comfortable releasing a boy like this into the household of such esteemed, law-abiding citizens who surely wouldn't know that there are criminals amongst them. Witchers, though they might be rumored.
I can
His
assure you their
eyes-
safety. His safety.
Visha's eyes are blazing with rage, and they're locked onto where he's gripping Oliver. She's going to step forward and walk to Oliver and say, "Well, considering that the young ward is not your ward, but the ladies here, I suggest you release him. The boy looks petrified."
likely afraid of the situation he might journey himself into. What kind of man would I be? Releasing him to strange guests.
Let us not bullshit. Lord Basat, excuse my unladylike language. I see you come with 4 sellswords.
Sellsword is a dirty word. These are soldiers of the bank, you see. Normally they specialize in retrieval of assets. But with some strings pulled up, they've made an exception.
So you are protected by tax collectors with weaponry they have no business carrying. Yes, I could see why my ward may be a bit nervous.
Well, there's no need now. If you would simply release the criminals to us, everything can continue their afternoon brunch.
Does the Duchess know you are acting as a lawman on her land?
I'm sure that the Duchess would find the Emperor's word trumps hers, Lady Aveline. Now, if the rumors are not true, I might only need to see their eyes. He looks at Nyoka, who I believe, if history is to be any inkling, your hood might be up, Nyoka.
Yeah. The hood would be up and chain tucked. As I would have came out to, reinforce everybody.
Might I see the eyes of your guests, Lady Aveline?
I would prefer you didn't profile my guests, Lord Basat. If such criminals are afoot in the Duchess's land, I will bring it to the Duchess directly.
Well, I suppose, if that is being the case, my concerns are unfounded. You'll see your ward very soon, once you bring this issue with the Duchess. Come, gentlemen. It seems we might have overstayed our welcome. It begins to turn the horse.
How is Elodie? What's she doing?
Clenching. There's a quiet rage that sees off her.
We can stop them right now. I just need the word.
What do you get out of this?
Oh, so they do speak! Well, if the criminals
Mine
were
was-
found, there's a hearty reward. You see, the Emperor has put a bounty on witchers and the remains of their schools. Throughout Nilfgaard, there was a dirty bit of business, from what I understand. I don't have the full scope of the story. But I know the Emperor wants witchers.
Just to get this clear, you are assuming that there are 2 of these criminal witchers here in this home, and you come with yourself and 4 sellswords. Do you
No.
believe that that is the wisest course, sir?
Now, history has a different ring for you, Kura. You have an armored hood. You usually keep it down. Is that the case here?
Yes, my hood would have been down. I wouldn't have thought to put it up. But the necklace, as we established, is tucked away.
Indeed. But the eyes of a mutant are easily seen. And this lord's eyes fall on you. A lady witcher, no less. I don't think I've even heard a rumor of you. I must have missed you last night. Tell me, Witcher. Do you think you can stand against 4 swords?
Find out.
Caesar. And that, dear friends, is where we're going to take our break. Thank you so much for being with us. It was a little bit longer to our break, but we got there, gang. We'll see you guys very shortly for the next portion of this session, our Witcher campaign. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. The linked in destiny will always find each other.
Tell me, what shall I teach you of monsters?
How could we know who the real monsters are? How does one know if they are one?
Monsters are more than just horrid looks and claws and teeth. Monsters are born of deeds done, unforgivable ones.
We fight the monsters so that others can know peace. Peace that we will never know.
So you ready to kill monsters, huh? The question you should ask yourself is, are you willing to become one?
Hello and welcome back to our Witcher campaign. Last we left our heroes, they were in a little bit of a tight spot. We join now our heroes as this sort of lesser lord has told these sellswords, these elevated tax collectors, as her so eloquently put, to seize Kura. So, what I need from everybody right off rip is to roll initiative. Nyoka, what is your initiative?
30.
Misha.
9.
Kura.
11.
Cersei.
16.
Thank you. Our initiative order, as it stands, is Nyoka, Cersei, the Lord, Kura, the mercenaries, and Visha. So, Nyoka, the mercenaries begin to move toward Kura. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Is there a way to intercept? Because there's 4 of them, right?
Yes, you have your movement, which was determined by your by just your speed statistic. So you can step between them and Kura.
Fast as fuck. Yeah, I would intercept their path and draw my blades and attack. If possible, I would like, because this is what I'm envisioning, 2 on each side kind of moving towards Kura, me intercepting them, me kind of going in the middle of them and entering a whirlwind attack.
You absolutely may. So the whirlwind is your special Witcher thing, correct?
Right.
Okay. Does that say that you need to determine a part or strong or fast?
No, it says by spending 5 stamina per round, I can enter a whirl where the Witcher makes 1 attack against everyone within sword range each turn, with their whirl roll acting as the attack roll. The Witcher can only maintain the whirl, dodge, and move 2 meters each round. Doing anything else will halt the whirl.
Understood. So you are but it does require you to make the attacks, correct?
it requires me to make a whirl roll, which will be my attack.
Perfect.
Yes.
Let's have that roll.
25.
25 against everyone in sword range.
Yes.
Against the attack roll. Okay. Interesting. All right, so you enter this whirl. They're going to roll defense. The attack is above defense. One of them imploded, rolling a 1, subtracting their total. So that is going to give you a crit on one of them, which is above 7. You're sitting at 10 over their defense roll. So let's deal with that guy first, shall we? So with this, it is 10. It was not aimed at a body location. So we're going to roll 2d6. Or would you like to roll to determine the body location?
I would love. No, you roll. I feel like you. Yeah.
Feels like a trap.
Tell me where you want it to hurt.
This was 10 over, so this would be a complex critical. I need the complex critical chart. This is a ruptured spleen.
Well,
Make a stun save every 5 rounds. Wound induces bleeding. Understood.
also, my blade is poison.
Christ. Yep, forgot all about that. He's gonna make a stun save. He is also stunned. Okay, cool. I need you to roll weapon damage. I'm gonna add in. So we've got him situated. We'll add the damage to both of them as you make your whirl.
Oh, I forgot to. Well, I guess it don't really matter, but I forgot to add my weapons accuracy, which was a 2, so technically 27. But yeah, my bad.
No worries.
15, 16, 17 damage.
So that's your 17 damage. Now remember to apply your modifiers, like the extra melee you get from body, strong attacks, things like that. Okay, excellent. Body location has not been determined on the other guy, so let's roll a... Would you like to roll the d10 or shall I?
Go ahead.
Alright, with this second gentleman, this is going to hit him in the right leg. So, total... What was the total damage? You mind me asking one more time?
17.
17. 17 to the right leg and to the torso, so 17, it's going to be halved for the leg. Okay. And then to the torso, it's just straight damage. Straight damage. No modifier. Subtracted from the SP, their stopping value. Powers 3. I want to note as well, as we get into this combat, none of these guys are wearing helmets. None of these guys are wearing head protection. Just as a note, my friends. Alright, damage is applied. The individual that has the ruptured spleen does not look well. Neither does the individual that just took 17 straight damage or rather 9 damage to his leg as it cuts into the wound, or it cuts into his limb. That is your attack, your action. You're maintaining this whirl though, correct?
Yes.
Understood. Do you have anything else you'd like to do? You can, of course, take an extra action for a -3 penalty with the cost of 3 stamina.
Would I be able to attack again?
You sure would.
Oh, then fuck it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that. You
All
said
right.
3 stamina and it's a -3 penalty.
That's correct. So let's go ahead and let's walk through this chart correctly. Are you aiming for a part on these individuals? This is, well, aiming for a part, let's say just one part, and this is where you would try to hit everybody with your whirl.
Yes. Their arm.
Aiming for the arms?
Yes, their sword arm.
Understood. I'm going to ask you, it's the same penalty. Sword arms, you said. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make this really easy. These guys are right-handed. So right arms. Also a -3 penalty for each one. So you're going to take a total right now of -6 to this attack.
And it's a whirl attack, right?
Correct.
So
So go ahead and roll the attack itself.
19 plus 5, 24. -6, 18.
So a miss on one because he exploded, and a hit on the other, the individual with the ruptured spleen. Also, actually, because you had your 20, backtracking a little bit, you said you had poison. Is that every round, if I'm not mistaken? That's 5 damage per round.
I'm not sure. Is it every? Let me see. Poison.
Poison venom courses through your body during 3 points of damage every turn, which armor does not negate. Got you right here, bud.
Thank you.
No problem. So, I'll deal with that as their turns continue. So, let's have your weapon damage for the individual with the ruptured spleen.
Oh shit! I did it again. It was actually a 22 attack because I forget the +2 weapon accuracy, so it was a 20. Just to clarify.
Okay. Still a miss on the one, and not a crit, just barely not a crit on the other.
15 damage. 15, 16, 17 damage.
17 damage added to the aiming for the part halved. 9 once more.
And I'm only able to attack 2 of them, right? Or is this all 4?
This is the 2 that were closest to getting to Kura.
Okay.
The other 2 were marching from the backwards.
Gotcha.
Which they may be rethinking their situation, but we'll see what happens. So, you do this. Multiply by the hit location. Damage is dealt. He's not doing great as the sword cuts into his arm, clinging on to... I don't want to say clinging on to dear life, but certainly not looking great as he spouts blood from his stomach and spouts blood from the arm, as well as the individual that has taken a shot to the leg. Is that your turn, Nyoka?
That is my turn.
Excellent. That will bring us to Cersei, I believe.
Cersei is simply going to quickly stride over to Sot, and while she is walking over, she's going to unsheath her blade from her garter and kind of point with it and say, I see you're outmatched. Now call off your men, leave my ward in my care, and we can forget that this happened.
Alright, Cersei. I would like a persuasion roll. As Elodie has moved, I forgot to add her to the initiative roll. I've done her rolls, and I'm gonna have her turn situate as you're making this persuasion roll.
Did she beat me?
I'll put
Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
woman. I'll put 2 points of luck into this.
Understood.
18.
18. I can buy more mercenaries. You can't buy another ward. Think
Wow.
carefully, Miss Aveline.
You would brand yourself a murderer. I doubt the courts would appreciate that. And I'm going to... I would like to... Can I still use an action, or was that my action?
I'll allow you to use an action. Combat is even quicker than you would think. This is 3 seconds per round.
Without touching my amulet, I will use telekinesis to essentially push Oliver into Visha, trusting that Visha will catch him.
So shoving him off the horse into Visha.
I got spellcasting where I can control it.
Okay. By all means, let's have that.
That would be a 29.
Detail what happens here.
I will, while holding the blade, she'll make this motion with it, and that will move Oliver off the horse into Visha, hopefully into Visha's arms.
Mm-hmm. Right by the horse.
And he falls into Visha's arms. Now, I want to clarify something real quick. What is your spellcasting number? What's
10.
the 10? So for anyone who are wondering, we've also looked up highly skilled magic users with certain levels in spellcasting can make magic happen with simple gestures and with subtle gestures with no words. So, this is largely unseen, aside from the effect.
You
Continue,
wouldn't want
Toussaint.
to be a murderer, would you, lowly lord?
Lowly lord. He looks to the remaining two that have not been damaged. These mercenaries, and he says, "Take them now!" He's going to make, on his turn, which is after yours, he's going to make a persuasion check. But Cersei, with that amount of conversation and that action, I think that would warrant your turn.
That is my turn. Yeah, that's all I got.
With a 24 to their implosion, they are going to cautiously move up. And he is going to use his movement on his horse to fall back a bit. That is the Lord's turn, his movement, and a command to his tax collectors. That's going to bring us to Kura.
How far back did he fall? What I want is, I'm hoping that the ones that were in the rear that were moving forward are about even with him now, or at an off angle from him.
So, the way speed works and movement works in Witcher, for your knowledge, is you can move a number of meters equal to your speed statistic. He's on a horse. The horse's speed statistic is 12 meters.
So he hightailed it all the way back.
He's falling back at least 8 meters.
I'm going to move up near to where the other two that are coming up are at. And I want to use Axie on the Lord to stun him.
Understood.
So Axie stuns an opponent until they can make a stun save at -1 for every 2 points of additional stamina you spend past the first. The stun save becomes harder by 1 point and it lasts until he breaks free of it.
Understood. And the defense is a
And it
resist
has a
magic,
range of
correct?
8 meters.
Nice. So he's going to roll resist magic.
So
It's a stun save.
it's a stun save, yeah.
The initial for Axie is a resist magic roll for defense magic. If you look into the page 114 on the PDF. 114 on the actual book itself. So, I need you to roll spellcasting for me, please.
Fantastic. Fumbled by 2.
What is the number?
11.
11. As much as I hate to say it, he is just a lord. And resisting magic is not his forte. At 11, he is going to be stunned. So how much points of stamina do you dump into this? That's going to determine how much the stun save is.
He's just a lord, so I only put 3 in.
So he's going to have to take it at -2, because every 2 points of additional stamina you put in is...
Right. I should have thought about that.
Makes the save harder. So he has to beat this at a -2. No worries. But he can't touch it right now. On his turn, he'll give it his best. So that is an action for you, Kura. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You may have movement,
Yes.
and you have an extra action if you'd like to spend some stamina.
I was going to spend 3 stamina to make a fast attack at the guard that I moved up to.
So first things first, let's determine right now. Are you aiming for a part?
No.
Understood. And this is a fast attack?
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and give me the attack roll.
26. The rolled location got the left leg
Perfect.
with a 9. That'd be 23 because it's at a -3, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So he just narrowly missed a crit. So go ahead and give me weapon damage.
20.
Another fucking 9. You guys are rolling a lot of 9s for damage right now. So this will hit him in the leg. Now a fast attack is going to give you a second opportunity for an attack. So first things first, aiming for a part.
No.
Understood. Give me the roll.
17.
Unfortunately, that is going to be a miss from Yeager. So, with a leg wound sustained by a second individual, only one remains untouched. There's an action, extra action, and movement, Kura. That brings us to the mercenaries. So, I'm going to deal with the 2 that are facing off against you, Nyoka. I'm going to roll 2 attacks. you can make a defensive action against one for free. The second defensive action, you need to spend stamina to do so. Would you like to spend stamina to roll defense against these against the second as well?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So first things first. Your defensive actions are you have choices here.
I think in the whirlwind state, I can only dodge.
Excellent. Makes it very easy. It'd be a reflex plus your dodge escape skill plus your D10.
29.
That's a miss from the first individual. So go ahead and spend your stamina to dodge the second attack from the first individual.
How much stamina?
It's 3.
Is it 3? Okay, I exploded.
He also exploded. I'm going to be so mad.
Uh,
I'm so mad. He exploded.
35.
You son of a bitch. 35 to his 26. It's a miss. So, that is these two that are facing off against you, Nyoka. The other is going to square up against Yukura. So you may make a defensive action if you wish to dodge, to reposition, to block, to parry. There are a number of defensive actions you may choose from.
Also, I don't think it mattered, but technically I'm surrounded, right? So they get a bonus?
Yes, I took that into account. It didn't matter. Thank you for being honest.
Yeah, of course.
Kura will dodge.
Understood.
17 to dodge.
17 to hit. And in Witcher, meets does not beat. So that is a miss. So, that is 3 attacks dealt with. The fourth, who is untouched, is seeing his companions be bloodied. It is not dealing with this. Despite, no matter what the Lord's threat was, he turns to run. That is going to bring us to Visha.
Visha is going to look at the Lord and then look at Oliver and say, "Run to the house, now." And stand up, and she is going to move forward a bit. Now there's 2 things I can do. She starts to exhale very slowly, and the air begins to turn into smoke, and her hands gather it up, and she shoots it out towards his head. She is going to use Vihelia's smoke. That reaches up to 10 meters. You said he was only 8 meters away. I do believe that each turn, the target can spend their action to attempt another defense check against a new spellcasting check to end the effect. But he is stunned. So, yes. So she gets the smoke in his face and begins to blind and suffocate him.
So is there a... well, I would ask if there's any defense roll with this. But is there an attack roll or anything you need to make just for bookkeeping, we'll say?
I don't know if it's just a straight up spellcasting check, because it says that with every turn he can try to use a defense. His defense would be dodge. And it says that I would do against a new spellcasting check, so I guess just a straight up spellcasting. Yeah,
let's roll the spellcasting just to see what you got. It's not going to help him at all, because he can't take an action. But just so we know what we're dealing with here.
Okay. 17.
17, understood. And so with this, he is going to be suffocated, and this does damage per turn, correct?
Yes, it does. 2d6.
Sure does.
Oh, I didn't roll well. 4.
Doesn't matter. This will be 4 damage as he chokes on this smoke. And he is blinded, as you said, correct?
Yes, blinded by the smoke and suffocating. And Visha says, her voice almost like booming, and that one gold eye in this moment almost looks like it flares and is glowing. And she says to him, "You dare to take a child and use them as a tool. You don't deserve to breathe."
Do this. And for the audience's sake, I want to say, No, I didn't. He's 19 years old. Relax. We have our lines and we have our. I just want to cover my own ass. We have our lines and veils.
I am 53 years old. This young man is a child.
I'm aware. I just want to clarify for our viewers' sake. This is not a child.
Yes.
This is a teenage boy. However, yeah, for all intents and purposes, this is a young boy. But the point comes across absolutely. Well, comes across. He's choking. He's got other things to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
You do this as your action.
Yes.
And does this require you to maintain this? Is this
It says it doesn't say like I have to do anything to maintain it, but it is active.
It's active. So active means you spend 2 stamina every turn.
Okay, fantastic. Done.
Cool. Perfect. So no other action, or rather no other spell at the very least can be cast. You can of course take an action if you so choose at an extra cost of stamina.
You said that man was running.
Yes.
Does he pass by me?
No. You are he never got close enough to be engaged with anybody.
Why? No, I think that's really it. I think this will be her action, that she moves all the way to this choking man and his horse, and she is going to pull him off the horse and then give the horse a little pat on the butt to go.
Noted. So for that, I don't necessarily need a contested roll, but I just want to do a check for you to see your strength versus his strength on the reins, just natural strength on the reins. So go ahead and give me a we're gonna call this your reflex. This is gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird one. Let's call this reflex brawl. Or actually, I believe there's a grappling, if I'm not mistaken. Where's grappling? I swear there's a grappling.
I don't see a grappling, but can I persuade you, as it's under my reflexes, can I persuade you to allow me to use my scepter to shove him off the horse?
Yeah. I'll take melee instead.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because I have with the scepter has staffs. Yes, I have staffs
and spears. Okay, so we lean into some weird stuff with you shortening this fucking staff, where it is a scepter. So I would say you put me in a weird spot. Spot already. This is episode 1.
Hey.
What you say now determines the future.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying here.
I was gonna do it as like a fast strike, like where she just like hits him with the butt of it. But if you would prefer something else,
I'm gonna call this until, and I may change this up later. I'm gonna call this melee.
Okay. That does not help me, but that's fine.
Reminder, you have luck.
Okay, cool. So again, I'll just put it as a fast strike. It's a 9.
Sure. Easily enough. You get him off of his horse. He falls, and anyone who's fallen off a horse can tell you it's not a fun experience.
No, and he's choking. And I just go on last to the horse and pat it on its butt so it can leave.
It begins to run away.
She's going to stand over him and watch as he chokes.
And with that would bring us back up to the top of the round to Nyoka.
Would I be, if I move 2 meters, would that bring the third one into range?
Not into range of this group. You either get the 2 or the 1, essentially.
They're still fighting me, right?
They were trying.
Then I guess I'll continue. I'll spend the stamina to maintain. They also take the poison damage, right?
Right. It's the 3 each turn with the poison.
Yeah. And one of them was stunned last turn, or no?
No. One of them succeeded in the stun save.
Okay. All right. And I've been using the wrong skill. Number. So
right off
whirlwind attack.
It's a whirlwind, aiming for a part.
I guess if they're still here, yeah, I'll aim for their head.
Understood. So the head has a particular difficulty to it. Go ahead and give me your roll.
30.
With a -6, aiming for the head, it would be 24.
26. Because +2 weapon accuracy.
All right, that is a hit on both. You said 26. You said.
Yeah, 26.
Okay, let me total up my nonsense. Both are going to suffer a deadly critical.
I mean,
So
I
let's
was
see.
aiming for their heads, so.
Yes. So with heads determined, so we're going to a deadly critical to the head. Okay. I know that this gets real gross. I think this just beheads them, if I'm not mistaken, because we've already determined the separated spine / decapitated. All right, Yoka. What does this look like?
I don't roll damage? You don't want me to roll damage?
I would have had you roll damage if it wasn't a critical, and then we already determined the body location. There's no damage that's necessary.
Well, can I just roll damage?
Sure, if you want to, buddy.
+2, 16 damage.
Describe to me
Times
what
whatever.
happens. It would be times 3. So
Yeah,
I'll
I'm not doing
total
that
this
now.
up for. I got you, buddy. I got you because you wanted this. It would be 48 damage. If damage mattered, but you rolled a deadly critical on both these guys and decapitated them. So go ahead and give me what this looks like.
So yeah, you just see Nyoka in a ball of steel, just circling, cutting nicks here and there, and then occasionally there's measured strikes where there's a stomach cut open, there's a leg maimed, there's an arm, hanging loose, and then almost at the same time, there's just 2 heads that fly, and he stops.
Nyoka, 2 bodies fall. Blood spilled on the grounds. That brings us to Cersei.
Far away. This is so annoying. I'm so sorry. How many meters away is the one running from me?
He has been caught.
Oh. Alright, well. Sucks for
Elodie-
him. I was gonna buy a silence.
Elodie has moved in a blur of speed past this and moved to catch the individual that was fleeing.
Is her blade drawn?
Her dagger is.
Is she killing him?
I think that would be easy enough to see. Yes.
Cool. So she'll nod to Elodie and then look down at poor Lord Besot. Now, is his stun... Did the damage break his stun?
I haven't even had a chance to roll it yet. No.
Well,
He's still stunned.
I didn't know if it was an instant thing. I didn't know.
You're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine. He's not having a good day.
Can I hold... Oh, well, I don't want to talk to him.
You wanted to talk to him?
Yeah.
That'd be
He
an
can
exchange between-
hear. He can
If he
hear. His ears are working.
Oh, I don't know if he's stunned. Is he like gonna understand me?
Yeah. He can hear just fine. He's just blinded and
Cersei?
can't breathe.
Yes.
You need to make a decision.
No, okay, I know, I understand. I'm sorry. Cersei's gonna look down at him and say, now I can end this pain quickly. Or I can let you go. And we can both forget that this happened. Because again, I don't think the courts would want to know you would be a murderer.
I can't see.
I'm gonna roll something.
Okay.
I would like you to roll human perception, please.
Oh, yeah, it's 10. 24.
It begins to choking out words. Surrender. I'm sorry. You don't believe him. You think that he might lie, Cersei. You think he might go to the Duchess with lies. And a lesser lord he might be, but still a lord.
Yeah. She'll let out a sigh, and with crow's talons still drawn, say, I can't have you threatening my family again. And she will stab down into his jugular.
You do this.
You do something?
We are effectively out of... Well, no, we have one more mercenary to deal with, but he's not looking great either. So I'm going to go ahead, unfortunately, and say no, because we are still technically in turn order. But Cersei, I'm not going to have you roll for stabbing this dude, because he can't make a can't make any defensive roll. He's choking. He's blinded. You stab into him. You kill a Lord of Toussaint. That would bring us to Kura.
Seeing that everybody else has more or less handled their business, Kura's just going to try to strong attack this guard and be done with this.
Understood. Aiming for a part?
Nope. There we go. It's a 16.
18 on his part. It was a miss, Kura. You can take an extra action and take an extra... By all means. Spend 3 stamina to try to dodge.
That was abysmal. 2 fumbled by 7.
It's going to bring us to the mercenary, who sees his patron get stabbed in the neck, drops his sword, and says, hold on now. He clutches his leg. Says, as you can see, my paycheck is gone. I think we've all had enough bloodshed for one day, don't you think?
Can I speak?
I will allow it. This moment in flux, depending on who is technically speaking, it would be Visha's turn next. So Visha, I'm gonna rely on you to kind of keep peace. If moment you attack, we jump back into combat. Or moment hostile action is taken, we're gonna jump back into combat.
Isha just looks at this man. She knows what he is. He's a sellsword. And so she will just look at Cersei. You can pay for silence.
You may have lost your paycheck, but perhaps gained another. Maybe we can come to an agreement.
Depends on the agreement, I think. I make a point not to do business with mages. No offense. He looks to you, Visha. It just keeps things clear for me.
Well, I'm the only mage here. So, you wouldn't be making the deal with me.
Fair
The
enough.
lady of the house, however.
What say you, He looks down to his former employer and says, Lady Aveline.
What were you owed for this business?
Everyone may feel free to give me a human perception roll in this moment.
15 from Visha.
15 from Kura.
15.
Careful of
-3.
choose wisely.
Oh no.
You can see him do math in his head. And he says, for me or for my, well, forgive me if I factor the numbers in. This was going to be a simple job, unfortunately, and I wasn't going to see any money from the bounty. So, what he offered me personally, or rather my crew, dividing things up, it was supposed to be a, some 200 florins.
Wow. Then shall we make it 350?
I think I'm sold.
You, of course, will never mention this to anybody or my mage friend and curse you.
I don't even know the name of the vineyard. Never been a fan of wine. Didn't go near the stuff.
They say it's bad for you.
And I'm a man who values his health. He kind of clutches his leg.
And yeah, I will do what I need to do to get into my coffers and give him the money.
As he collects coin, he says, I don't suppose that someone could give me a ride back into town. I'm a bit worse for wear. Bandits on the
patch your
road,
leg?
you see.
Shall I patch your leg up?
That would be lovely.
I have clotting powder.
Understood.
So I will do first aid and do what I need to do to patch his leg up and say, I think the horse is grazing still.
Lucky for me. Well, good evening. Happy Belleteyn. Gentlemen, ladies, and he begins to kind of limp away toward the horse.
Visha will look at the group and say,
Right. Well, now we've got to dispose of bodies. Well, we were on our way out anyway. Where I planned on taking us, could bring the bodies there.
You have need for bodies.
Oh, they serve as good fertilizer for mushrooms and things like that.
Fair enough.
And as our heroes clean up, this is where we're going to end our first session of our new Witcher campaign. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Same time, same place. Same heroes. We'll see you then.